This review contains spoilers. We are starting with an in the shadows staying Viren. He takes and uses one of his shiny butterflies for something dark magic related and see him leaving his room. Viren is on the way to the throne. Right before he gets to the throne, Amaya is standing behind him. They have an argument about Viren letting King Hera die. He says that he wants to make himself the king to show strength to their enemies, but Amaya is against this. She tells Viren the throne stays empty till they find the princess. Viren leaves angry the throne room. After the discussion with Viren, Amaya visits the grave of Callum's mother, and Viren joins her. They have a short little talk about her sister, and he apologizes for his behavior in the throne room afterwards. Viren then talks with Amaya about the safety of the border and suggests she goes back while he leads a rescue expedition to find Ezran and Callum. She makes it explicit that she doesn't trust him and let Gran here to lead the rescue mission. Amaya warns Gran to be cautious of Viren. She says goodbye and rides away. Right after Amaya left, Viren lets Gran know that he is off of the mission and orders his son to throw Gran in the dungeon. We then have Rayla, who is still struggling with her armband. After she heard Callum's cry for help, she runs to the group. She finds Callum, who tries to copy the lightning spell from Claudia and cannot release it, but the group can deal with this little problem. Rayla wants to continue the journey to foot, but Callum makes the point that they would be way faster with the boat. Rayla, who is against using it, can be persuaded and they take the boat. Rayla gets very seasick and then they come across a rapid. They are successful with the rapid and arrive at a lake. Then the boat gets overthrown by a very huge fish. While Rayla got catapulted to the land, Ezran and Callum are still in the water. The fish ignores the two and hunts the pet bait. Rayla saves bait and gets attacked by the fish. Callum, remembering the lightning spell, has an idea to save Rayla, which worked. After this event, Rayla tells Ezran and Callum about her parents, and they continue the journey further on foot. This episode was, in my opinion, far better than episode 4. But let's jump in. In the very beginning, we are in the room with Viren. He has these magical looking butterflies. He uses them for some sort of dark magic, and we don't know yet for what. It seems, though, to give him a feeling of ease when he leaves the room. Maybe he uses them as some sort of drug? I also very liked this point of view we have as a butterfly, and we look up to him and we see his eyes glowing in the dark like a cat who is hunting something, which looked very good indeed. It also reminded me a bit of the Starshine elves from episode 1. Maybe he's an elf in disguise? I don't know, I'm just speculating. But he has also an elfish looking mirror in his room. We saw this in episode 1. That doesn't have to mean that he is an elf, but just speculating. One of the problems I had with this episode is when Viren comes into the throne room and he sees nobody. He's going towards the throne, and after he arrives at the stairs, Amaya and Gran are standing almost behind him. Where were they hiding? There are only pillars in the room, and even if they could hide very good behind a pillar. How does he not hear them moving? The armor of her makes noises just with making hand signs. The second problem was the scene on the grave of Amaya's sister. that she is talking to her with sign language. It is an interesting choice to make in a fantasy show a character like her who is mute, but why do we not getting subtitles for the part? This happens actually twice in this episode, and I have the feeling that this is meant to be a bit lecturing, which is not good. And it's also a shame that the writers often feel the need of shift the tones within the same scene, weakening it in the process. Let me explain what I mean. After the group arrives at the lake, you have suspenseful music, a shadow from below gets closer to the boat, and a huge fish throws them away. Rayla wants to warn them about the fish who is hunting bait, but they don't understand her. While this huge monster fish is rampaging behind them, they make jokes, which doesn't really fit and pretty much destroys the tension of the scene. The next annoying part for me was that Amaya tells Gran and two soldiers that they shall be careful and not trust Viren because there will be a time when he will stab them in the back. She says goodbye to Gran and to Viren that she wants to get informed when they find the princess. Right after she left, Gran gets thrown into a dungeon, what was generally funny. But still, where were the other two soldiers? Why didn't she let more than two with Gran? Why is nobody sending for her when she is still close enough to intervene? After the fish got defeated, there was a funny scene where the boat floated away and then to Rayla. Callum pushes it away to show Rayla that they don't use the boat anymore because she's afraid of water and seasick. Which would be a nice gesture if there wouldn't be a war between humans and elves and all the killing which comes with war. Callum made it clear that they would move much faster than on foot. I mean, yes, we need a reason for this guy Corvus to catch up who follows them. Like I said in the beginning, I liked this episode more than the last. I liked quite a lot the dialogues between Ayama and Viren. Viren gets more and more interesting, and I really like how he tries to make himself look like the good one. And I ask myself if he believes the things he says to Amaya. Callum was not a stupid and incompetent character like he was in the episode before. He even had a nice hero moment. What I disliked though was the part with the orb. Why did he throw it to Rayla? Why not throw it on the floor? We also get more information about the Shadow Moon Elf Society and how they deal with anxiety. We learn that Xadia seems to be a more magical place than the Human Kingdom. I'm looking forward to see it. Rayla had a cool moment where she overcame her fear of water, and I think it's good that this could be still a problem for her. That she didn't defeat the fear completely with her one good experience. And we also learn about Rayla's family and motivation. The characters have a very good potential to be quite interesting. So, that was my review of episode 5. What did you think about this episode? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you are not yet subscribed. Have a nice one. Take care. Bye.